make some adjustments to this. All right. Let's see where we're at. All right, good morning, and welcome to the Wuxing Tai Chi Qigong. We'll just kind of get started. If anybody else jumps into the room, Zoom room, I'll take a moment to let them in. But otherwise, we'll just get started. So let's start with feet roughly shoulder width and parallel. Get a good central equilibrium. Align the three down ends and soften the hips and knees so there's a sense of buoyancy and sort of springiness into the legs, a sense of receptivity and sinking into the ground. Relax the back, relax particularly the low back, and drop the tailbone. Place the tongue lightly on the roof of the mouth. And we'll begin with just placing our hands on the dantian to help us get that sort of centered condition. Nice and relaxed. Take a few deep breaths. Again, tongue lightly on the roof of the mouth. And just start with sinking and rising. And coordinate that with your breath. As you inhale, kind of expand a little bit with the legs. As you exhale, sink into the legs. Remember, we want to sink straight down into that triangle of the foot, just ever so slightly forward of the middle. It gives us an active aliveness in the lower legs. Camera being in slight angle. And we're going to add in that sense of expansion into the arms as we inhale. And now we're going to bounce. Bounce a little quicker, swinging the arms and shoulders. And add in a counter swing. And column swing. And counter column swing. And relax, shake it out. We're going to go through the 7 posture standing Qigong again. This time we're going to do a couple more breaths than we did last time. Tongue lightly touches the roof of the mouth. Again, we're just taking a deep breath in. And sink. I got to let somebody into the Zoom room. Hold that posture for a second. All right, so we're here. Good basic structure. Remember to gently push or press outward like a gentle expansion. So we push out, drop the shoulder blades. As though we're catching a weight, transferring it through our bodies. And then slowly out and down. Inhale up. In and down. Again, pressing out with the palms, but receiving, like you're pressing out to outreach to receive. Got that triangle and to the level of the mid-eyebrow. And then down, letting the elbows pull the hands outward and downward. Drop the elbows down and sweep down, palms out. Gathering the chi of the chest. As though going into Wuji. And bend the elbows. And extend down and out. And press the palms gently down. Opening up neck, shoulders, connection of the head to the chest. And pressing down. As though you're pressing down through the right and left channels. Gathering the chi to mid-eyebrow again. And as though moving into Wuji. awareness move inwards towards the center of the chest. And down. Gathering chi. There's no moving into Taiji beginning. Hold the tiger. Pressing down parallel to the ground here from elbow to palm. Whole body pressing down. Press down. Gathering the chi, the dantian. Gathering in. And pressing down. And the last posture. Press down with the palms, press down with the right and left channels, elongate and extend the central chin. And close. Bring the left foot in. And shake it up. Hands, wrists, and fingers. Other way. Add in the elbows. Other way. Fingers together, shoulder rotation up, shoulder blades down as the fingertips go up and open. Back of the hands together. And reverse. Palms out. Fingertips together this time. Elbows close. Like you're trying to kind of touch the heels of the palms and the fingertips, and then bring the elbows in and extend. So it really opens up the back of the scapula here. Opening, closing the chest and shoulders. Trunk twists from the center. Patting the waist. Working up those right and left channels. Up the shoulders. Collarbone, upper thymus, solar plexus in the back, and down to the lower dantian. And patting the diaphragm. Hips. Down the outsides of the legs, top bladder channels. Up the liver channel on the inside middle. The stomach channel on the outside front. From the shins. And up the spleen channel on the inside front. Bladder channel in the back of the legs. The kidney channel on the inside back. Shake them out. Waist rotations. Circling the diaphragm. Just way. And down to the ball and socket joints of the hips. We're going to widen the feet a little bit. Start with just kind of moving them both together, just really feeling these two ball and socket joints. We always get a sense of them like pulling away from each other a little bit as they move. So it opens up the pelvic floor a little. And the other way. And we're going to turn to one side, turn that foot out a little bit, press it down and pull that ball and socket joint open, and then rotating the ball and socket joint on the axis. So this axis is, as the bone comes in here, this axis is right sort of here. We want to rotate it around that axis. So it's not a rotation horizontal, it's sort of a rotation this way. Or around the hip. So if you look from the front, it kind of goes this way. So we're rotating around this axis here. We're trying to make some space in that ball and socket joint. And we go the other way. So we do the same thing on the other side. So we've been here, we turn the foot in, turn the other foot out. Gently press it down and pull that ball and socket joint open a little bit and around that axis. The other way. Then, I'm going to kind of work them alternating. I'm trying to always rotate this open when I'm moving away so my knee doesn't collapse, but it's turning open. You can see, keeping those knees out, tailbone down, feeling the triangle of the foot and that rotation as I push and twist, push and twist. Tailbone's always down. And reverse. And shake it out. Knot in the whole leg. And pushing over the knee. And then the other leg. Pushing over the knee. Small circles with the knees, feet stay together. Other way. And heels stay down, feet stay on the ground, and we sink and rise. Trying to stay in the center of the triangle of the feet. And shake it out. Sinking one leg, ball and ankle, or ball of the foot touch the ground. We use the ankle and hip. The other way. Foot, circle the foot. The other way. And brushing the grass. The other way. Behind, keeping that heel down. The other way. Leg up and out. Out to the side. And back. Cross behind. So I got my legs just kind of crossed. I'm going to tuck that back leg behind. Nice and straight up and down. And turn the spine. Sitting down into the glutes. Opening the sacrum. Come up. Bring the knee up. Knee down, heel back. I'm going to turn this so you can see it. Then I bring the knee back and I try to push the hip. I don't want to bring the knee back and fold. I want this hip to open. So I push the hip forward, bring the knee back. Stretch all of this, all the way up into the abdomen. out and around. Open the leg open. And relax it down. Shake it out. Other side. Ankle and hip. Other way. Foot and ankle. Other way. Brushing the grass. Other way. Behind. Other way. Leg up and out. Out to the side. And behind. Cross behind. Sit down. Turn the spine. And back up. Knee up. Knee down, hip back, or leg back, and then knee back, hip forward. Back out and around. Fold the leg out. And shake it out. Feet roughly shoulder width. Press the knees back. Lift the sacrum. Fold the waist. Elongate those hamstrings. Turn to one side. And then the other side. Two dragons circle the pond, just sweeping back and forth. Back to the center. Squat stance. Drop down. Feet flat. Try to elongate and open the spine. down. Frog stretch. Let the weight of the legs fall into the elbows. Just open up those inguinal muscles. You can suspend if you like. That's a good, useful both upper body strength and hip flexibility exercise, but it's not required. And back. Roll the spine up. Bottom and top. We have a dragon spine. So that's supple articulation of the spine. Side. Also working with the abdominal muscles here. Coming in, I don't know if you can see it. In and back. I'm going to add in some arm movement now. So we start in. Just rotating the shoulders first, just getting everything loose. This is not so much a focus on the hands as it is at this stage, a focus on this rotation of the shoulder. Elbows out, elbows in. Hooking this movement to the dragon spine. So there's a smooth wave that goes up the back right into the arms. And we keep the palms up. Go the other way. Again, rotating the elbows out, trying to hook this wave movement into the shoulders. Out, around. And now we keep the palms up. And close. And we're going to repeat what we did last week, which is the 16 moves to one side. That way we just kind of get familiar with that side. And then after a while, we'll switch sides. So we got both, now we'll do both. Okay, so we're going to start feet together, central equilibrium. Tongue lightly touches the roof of the mouth. And we have sleeping dragon awakens to find the root. At your beginning. Deflecting left. And right. Outreach, roll back, and expand. Immortal pounds of mortar. split left. And open right. Cross the hands and look to the right. Squeeze and press. Push. Two dragons seal the gate. Roll the pearl and hook with crane's bill. Bump. And single whip. Catch and pull down. Deflect to the right. Press. Step around and turn on the heel. Split and open. Step back and withdraw. Step back to the right. And white crane fends off snake. Play loop. Windmill the arms. Sink and brush past the knee. Pluck and play loop. Outreach. Neutralize. And press. Outreach. Neutralize. And press. Windmill the arms. Sink and brush past the knee. Pluck and play loop. Outreach. Neutralize. And press. Catch and pull down. Circling palms, right hand first. And punch. And immortal piles of mortar. Close. All right. Let's go through that sequence again. Actually, you know what? Let's do the other side this time. Okay. The opening move is always the same, so we're going to still start and step out to the left first. But then we'll go to the other direction afterwards. So we've got Sleeping Dragon awakens to find food. Taijiquan beginning. Deflecting right. Outreach and roll back. Expand. Immortal pause motor. Split right and open left. Cross the hands and look to the left. Squeeze and press. Push. Two dragons seal the gate. Roll the pearl and hook with crane's bill. Bump and single whip. Catch and pull down. Deflect left. Press. Step around and turn on the heel. Immortal pause and mortar. Split and open. Step back and withdraw. Step back to the left and white crane fends off snake. Play the loop. Turn the foot, windmill the arms. Sink and brush past the knee. Pluck. And play the loop. Outreach. Neutralize. And press. Outreach. Neutralize. And press. Turn the foot, windmill the arms, sink and brush past the knee. Pluck, play the loop. Outreach, neutralize, and press. Catch and pull down. Circling palms, left hand first this time. Immortal pause and more. And close. So we got a chance to get to both sides. All 16 moves to each side. The long mirror, of course, is doing all of those in sequence. All to one side, then all to the other. Next week, if we have that same kind of time, we'll probably try to do, rather than doing them separate, we'll put them together as a flow. And that'll start to help you get that sequence of those 32 moves. That's a really great sort of short form to work with for a while. And then eventually we can start working on the swimming dragon section of the long form, which is basically just adding another 40 or so moves to the back half, to the end of that. And those moves are actually less stepping and more twisting internally. There's a lot of twisting spiral motions, a lot of balance work on that last section that we'll eventually get to. I kind of cycle through these things as I practice and as I teach. So I try to get, it's more important that you get those very first four, Tai Chi beginning, deflecting left and right, roll back and press, and immortal pounds and mortar. Once you have those, you start working on the 8, where after that immortal pounds and mortar, you get split and open, cross the hands, look to the right, press and push, to drag and seal the gate, roll the pearl and hook with crane's bill, bump and single whip, and catch and pull down, deflect, step around, and immortal pounds and mortar. And then you get that side, and you get them to each side. And you get the 16 to each side. And you really want to try to work with those for a little while. Okay, don't be in a rush to try to add more moves. Learning how to understand the moves that you have more deeply, and really examining where your structure is and where your balance is, and how we incorporate all these basic principles that we've talked about of the right and left channels, the receiving leg versus expanding leg, right? The sense of expansion and outreach, and receive and neutralize, and being able to manifest all of those things simultaneously. And that's a lot of work, and it's harder. The more moves you have to try to do that with, the more difficult it becomes. Okay? So you try to get each of those things in the first 4, and you try to get it in the first 8, then you get it in the 16. Once you've got to there, when you can get the 16 to both sides, you can really manifest that yin and yang side, where you've got that receptivity versus expansion. You've got the sense of spiral movement as you twist and turn. You've got that spiral down and out. You've got the spiral receptivity in. You can always feel the whole, the sense of wholeness, and receptivity versus expansion and outreach. And you're always playing around with the balance between those, maintaining the integrity of the whole constantly. Then, that's the key. It's that really drives the Tai Chi skill. If you lose any of those in those 16 moves on a regular basis, then the job is to try to understand why. Why are you losing one particular thing? Say you might be losing the sense of yin and yang, receptivity versus expansion, one side versus the other. Why are you doing that? Usually it's because you're favoring something. And oftentimes you're favoring something because you're avoiding a tension that you have or a holding pattern that's present, and you're compensating with tension, and that's drawing you out of the sense of balance of the whole. So we just re-examine and re-examine. And this is the work of Tai Chi, is that repetition over and over and over again, and never going from the assumption that we have it. Even when we think we do, we're always trying to go deeper. And kind of dig deeper in and say, okay, can I be more relaxed? Can this flow more freely? And can I coordinate it with my breath? Can I get a feeling like the breath, the body, and the mind are all working in complete harmony? And then when we have all of that, then it's really valuable to add more moves, because now we challenge ourselves in new ways. And you'll see that, particularly in the swimming dragon section, when you're doing things like, you're here on one leg, moving your arms in multiple directions, up and down, kicking out, and shifting back and forth and twisting. And you have a lot of that happening, multiple hands seeming to move in opposite directions while you're on one leg. You still got to try to get that twisting action of the right and left channels, receptivity versus expansion. Still has to all be present. But if you try to do that before you can do it here, before you can do it here, then there's no point, because you're not going to be able to do it there. The more challenging it is, the more you kind of tend to rely on your tensions and fall deeper into your patterns of tension and habit of imbalance. Okay? All right. Well, thank you guys for joining me. Krisha, you have many blessings of radiant health and a peaceful, happy heart. Thanks again.
Thanks, Jeff.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thanks, Jeff.
You're welcome. Do you guys have any questions or?
No, I'm all set.
Excellent.
Thanks. Yeah.
Excellent.